seemingly perfect harmony, until one day a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're surrounded, no defenders. You've hid your fury and kept it in. But it's time now, you ignite and turn to embers. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes.
Get ready for verse 2, Electric Boogaloo.
You see the truth behind the veil, and you know that they're just looking for attention. Oh, you don't let their ruthlessness prevail. Oh, it's time now, light your fire for ascension. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the
Good morning. Welcome to another deadline stream for Game Week 12. We're going to be talking a lot probably about Kane and Son, even though I think I've said everything I possibly can about Kane and Son. There's literally nothing more I can say on the matter. And yeah, I'm still thinking we're going to talk a lot about Kane and Son. Probably Jota and Foden as well. Stephen with a 44 months. Amazing. Thank you very much. I think you're doing Havertz Jota. Would you go for it? And if not, would you start Rafinha or Havertz this week? If you're keeping Havertz, you've got to start Havertz, right? I think Havertz and Jota is a perfectly good move, to be honest. Havertz is good. You don't need to sell him, like I said on the video last night. But Havertz and Jota is good, I think. The music was Phoenix by Netrum. Netrum. You should support Ireland instead of England. I support both Ireland and England until England play Ireland. Then I'm all over. I'm all over England, I'm afraid. So I've made my moves. There was no just in case of price. I didn't even check the price rise sites last night, but excuse me, just in case of any moves, I made them last night. And to be honest, I just didn't need the stress of making moves on the deadline stream. So let's talk about the team. I need to get a new subscriber thing. We're past 250k now. It's all over to 300k. So Kane is in, and I didn't do Jimenez to Pookie. I just couldn't bring myself to sell Jimenez before he plays Norwich and then Burnley. I might sell him before Burnley, actually. There is a potential for me to do that. It all depends on how the next couple of weeks go. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Yeah, look, you don't need to tell me that Son's the better option. Like, if I'd gone Son, everyone would have told me to go for Kane. If I'd gone for Kane, everyone would tell me to go for Son. It's the same every single week. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. So I went for Laporte to Omobamidele. So there's a few reasons that I went this way. And by the way, everything I said about Son still holds true. He's still a great option. He's still better value than Kane. Over the next 4 weeks, he could still outscore Kane. I mean, no one knows that for sure. But in isolation, every single week, if I'm only going to get one of the two in isolation, I always said it was Kane. Like, if I'm going to captain someone against Norwich, I kind of want it to be Kane as well. And so that's why I went that way. I'm also, there is, the Son way was definitely better for my squad, definitely better for my transfer route. I mean, to put it into perspective, I'm probably going to have to buy Josh King very soon, to fund Jota. So Jimenez to Josh King and Saka to Jota is currently the move on my mind. And then that will give me enough money to upgrade on Bamidele. So he's just a short-term factor. If I'd gone a bit earlier, maybe I could have bought Johnson from West Ham. Maybe that was a mistake. If Johnson keeps his place in that West Ham side, then that would have probably been a mistake not to go a little bit earlier and just get him in. I mean, my hope is that Sofal comes in because a lot of people are probably going to look at Johnson soon. No, this wasn't for a hit. This was for free. So this was 2 free transfers. So I think I'm okay with it. I mean, this suits my playing style a little bit better. I'm not really a big fan of the really great squad. Not that having a squad is bad, but having lots of decisions every meal. I like to have a first 11. Now, obviously, this week I am playing Livramento over Saka, but next week Saka will come in and Livramento will drop out. It does mean I have to play Antonio against Man City, which is not ideal. But I've just got so many other moves I want to make that Antonio out is just not really a priority for me, even though he hasn't scored a huge amount recently. Why am I not captaining Kane? Because I think that Salah's a better captain. It's as simple as that. Kane probably is quite close to Salah this week, but not close enough for me to do it. The games that I'll think about captaining Kane in are Game Week 14, Game Week 15, Brentford at home and Norwich at home. Norwich at home will almost certainly be Kane captain. Even though Salah will be a great option that week, I'm going to go for Kane, which is part of the appeal for going for him. And then in Game Week 16, I've got the route to Ronaldo, or I can just redistribute the funds. So yeah, better value, Son. Better squad depth, Son. Better transfer plans, Son. Better overall squad, Son. Could outscore Kane, yeah, absolutely. I mean, no one knows right now. But in the end, I wanted Kane, so I went for Kane. Simple as that. It was just a gut call, really. Nothing more to it. People saying Son will outscore Kane. He may well do. He may well do. We'll worry about it in 4 game weeks' time. The only slight issue with this is I'm very much risking that bench is bad, of course. I'm not trying to pretend it's not, but I don't think it's on a normal week, I don't think it's that bad. But this week, Foden might not play. Jimenez might not start. There are slight concerns there, right? I don't really want Saka to come on. I do think over the next couple of weeks, it might be a little bit of treading water for me again. But we will see. If I'd gone the Son route, it would have been Son out for Saka and Vardy out for Pukki. And again, the idea wouldn't have been to play Pukki every single week. I would have had the funds to go to Reece James, and I would have got Jota later. And that's what I'm saying. The squad probably was a little bit better that route. But I just want to Kane. It might be a mistake. It might be a mistake. Son could easily outscore Kane this week. It could easily happen. It is what it is. I've done it. Danny, thoughts on Havertz to Son, Rafinha to Jota, and Jimenez to Davis for a -4 versus Havertz to Son and Rafinha to Brownhill for 3? I don't think you need to take Jimenez and Jota. Oh wait, hang on. I don't think you need to take Havertz, Rafinha, and Jimenez out for a hit necessarily. You could probably just stagger those moves over a few weeks instead, right? I mean, you could just keep all of them and do it next week for free or something. Well, you can't do it all, but you could stagger those moves a little bit. Is what I'm saying. I don't mind it as there's a bit of a restructure on the team to get Son and Jota in one move is not that bad. I mean, look, selling Jimenez this week might not even be that bad. If he doesn't start, then then I'm really banking on points from Norwich and Burnley. And this is Jimenez. He's probably not going to score like a huge amount of 15 pointers or anything like that. So you could sell Jimenez this week if you wanted to kind of restructure a little bit. Morning coffee with deadline stream. Missed it. There's a lot of deadline streams coming, right? There's 10 deadline streams. 10 deadline streams in the next 40 days. Yeah. Bench one, Hwang, Tony, Livramento. Emerson Royale or Reguilon? I'm just going to say Reguilon. I just always prefer Reguilon. To be honest, I don't really know which one's better right now. If I'm completely honest, we probably need to see a few more games under Conte. So I'm going to go for Reguilon because I've always had a bit of a soft spot for him. I don't really have a better reason than that right now. Like, it could turn out that Emerson Royale's better. It could turn out that Reguilon's better. I mean, my kind of thinking is, if Son's playing on the left, he's definitely going to be drifting inside a lot, so Reguilon might provide the width. But the same thing could happen for whoever plays on the right as well. So there ain't a huge amount in it. I don't know. I keep coming back to if Conte decides to play a midfielder as one of the wing backs, it feels like the right side is more likely for that to happen. I think both of them are probably fine. Emerson Royale and Reguilon. Do we always have to say Emerson Royale? I feel like we do. I feel like Emerson. Can I just say Emerson for short? Feels like one of those names where you've got to say the full name. Even that probably isn't the actual name either. He's probably got some really long name. I'd go Reguilon. Start two of Livramento, Jimenez, and Rafinha. Again, I'd bench Livramento. Like, Livramento's fine. I still think he's a little bit overhyped. I'll tell you now, if Pookie wipes out the Livramento clean sheet, I might cry. I won't film it though, so you'll never know. Bench and headache. Bench Rafinha, Livramento, or Gallagher. Who are Palace playing this week? Why can I not remember that? Oh, away to Burnley. It's not a bad fixture. I'd probably bench Livramento. People really want to play Livramento, and I kind of get it, to be honest. This was about the only transfer plan where I was playing Livramento this week. Like, to be honest, if I had done the Son move, I would probably have put Laporte ahead of Livramento on the bench again. Livramento's overhyped, but you're starting him. Yeah, well, people have different squads. Welcome to FPL. Gray to Jota or Shaw to Trent? Oh, I feel like if you can do both those moves soon, I'm guessing you can't do both those moves. But obviously, I think Gray to Jota is better this week because Shaw's playing Watford. But obviously, long term, like, Trent is better than Jota, I think. Am I really starting Jimenez? Yes, I am really starting him. I'm wondering whether I should put Amabamidele ahead of Brownhill on the bench, you know. Mr. Amabamidele. Benching headache. Rafinha, Livramento, or Gallagher. Again, I would bench Livramento. There's not many players I would probably put on the bench above him. Bench Rafinha or Vardy. Rafinha or Vardy's tough. I wouldn't be benching Vardy if I had him this week. I'd definitely be playing him. So I guess you have to bench Rafinha, but ideally you want to play both, right? Okay, Jimenez or Rafinha. Isn't Jimenez a risk? He is a small risk. If it's between those two, you might go Rafinha for safety, yeah. I mean, it's not like Jimenez has got a great fixture this week, to be honest. West Ham at home is not easy by any stretch. Next three, Jimenez or Wilson. Next three, hang on. Let me just check. I mean, probably Wilson, to be honest. I can't remember what order the fixtures come in. Yeah, you get Norwich and Brentford at home. I think you go Wilson over Jimenez for the next three. Chilwell or James on Wildcard. I'd probably go James at this point. Or to play Shaw or Livramento. I mean, how bad can Man United be? Surely they cannot be as bad as they've been. It's Watford, for Christ's sake. Man United are going to lose, aren't they? I think I would play Shaw over Livramento. But I don't know what I'm doing, really. I think I would still play Shaw over Livramento. I think. Havertz to Foden worth the risk or roll? Nah, definitely roll. I don't think you can be bringing in Foden now. For what it's worth, I'm I don't know if confidence is the right word, but with Grealish and De Bruyne out, I think if there's a chance that Foden can play, he will play. But I don't think I'm confident enough that I would bring him in if I didn't already. Like, Havertz is fine to keep. I think Havertz is one of those players you don't need to go out of your way to find a reason to get rid of him. Like, you don't need to force him out of your team. Like, there are good moves for him. Like, anyone that can go Havertz to Son, Havertz to Jota, they're perfectly good moves, like I said yesterday. But I wouldn't do Havertz to Foden now, I don't think. 2 free transfers, Havertz to Jota, and roll next week, sell Rafinha and Tony for Son and Davis, or do all of them on a -4 this week, and then risk my rank losing. Oh, Tony, sorry. No, I don't think you have to do them all this week. I think Havertz to Jota and then get Son next week is fine. Look, this Leeds at home fixture is probably quite good for Spurs, but there's no harm in waiting a week and like bringing in Jota when everyone else is bringing in Spurs players. Again, probably not that bad. Yes, some people like I know every time you say like Son or Jota this week, everyone just goes just get both. But I don't think you need to take the hit. No, I think Tony and Rafinha are fine for this week. I have 2 free transfers, but we'll take a hit to get. We'll have to take a hit to get Son. Greenwood to Son, Tony to 4.3 or less. Well, there's no 4.3 forward, so that's impossible. Then Ayling to someone cheaper. That doesn't sound good to me. I feel like you either figure out a different way to get Son. Maybe you think about Kane instead, or you just wait till next week. Just maybe set the move up this week. It looks difficult though. I don't know how you're going to set that up. Maybe do Ayling to the cheaper defender this week and then do the move for free next week. The problem is, how have you still got Ayling and Greenwood? Greenwood's not even necessarily going to start. He might do. I got to be honest, I'm not really sure what the Man United team is going to look like today. I think it will be 4-2-3-1 though. Ayling's got to go. So maybe just do the Ayling move and do the rest next week, possibly. Navidate has gone. I have 1 free transfer. Should I get James in for Azpilicueta as a long-term move? Or 2, roll the free transfer? If I roll, who to bench play? Yeah, I'd bench Livramento still. You could do Azpilicueta to James. Again, like, whether or not to roll depends on if you've got a plan next week. Like, there's no harm in rolling and not having a plan. But if you've got no plan, then maybe it's a little bit... It probably is better just to make the move this week. You should have done the Son move yesterday, but I couldn't because I'd already done the Kane move yesterday. I did Kane last night, by the way, before the price rises. I didn't do it this morning. I did it at I don't even want to know what time it was. I was up late thinking about this. I mean, questions like, should you wildcard? Maybe. I mean, I got to be honest, if you haven't already thought about your wildcard, there's only 52 minutes to go. There's not much time to start thinking about it, you know? Thoughts on a Pookie 3-week party? He's probably okay-ish. I mean, his underlying numbers, like his expected goals and stuff, are awful. The fixtures are okay. I think it's Southampton, Wolves, and Newcastle next 3. I think for the price, 5.8 million or less, Pookie probably is the best option. The only reason that I'm looking at Josh King in a few weeks and not Pookie is because over a time when I'm probably going to need to play him, I can't believe it's come to bringing in Josh King. But Josh King has better fixtures and he's a little bit cheaper. And at some point, I need to upgrade on Bamidele, and Josh King over Pookie helps me do that. And also, I need a bit of money to do Kane to Ronaldo. So I have thought this through, even though it might seem like I haven't. So I can't believe I'm going to buy Josh King. I mean, the Josh King move is not locked in. That's only if I want to get Jota. So Jimenez to Josh King, Saka to Jota, and then upgrade on with Bamidele at some point. And then basically play King, Livramento, or the defender every single week is the plan. But look, if Jota's not an option in a couple of weeks' time, I won't get him. And then I can just keep Jimenez to, I don't know, another forward, Tony, and I can upgrade Saka or go to Smith Rowe or Gallagher or whoever I want. There's options there. We'll see. Bench 2 of Rudiger, Rafinha, Laporte, Livramento. Bench 2, I would probably bench Rudiger, I think. The only thing is Rudiger's pretty much going to start. You can't say the same for Laporte. I guess the problem with... I think the problem with Laporte is, will he come on? I don't think he will, but there is obviously that risk. So if you want to play safe, you probably play Rafinha and probably Rudiger, and then bench Laporte and Livramento. What percentage do you think Jimenez starts? I'm not super confident, but I am more than 50% confident. Maybe like 60, 65. I just tuned in and heard you talking about signing Josh King. Have you been held captive and Josh King's your safe word? No, I feel like I'm a little bit behind on team value already compared to some other people. Like I saw someone actually with a message him last night with pretty much a similar team to this, but instead of they've got Jota and Tony instead of Saka. I think Jota and Tony instead of Saka and Jimenez, and they've also got Duffy instead of Bamdeli, and they've got like 1.3 million in the bank. Like my team value is like already not looking good. What I really could do with is some of the template breaking, but not the players that I've got, and getting onto some new players like quick. Like James has gone up in price so much, so I didn't get on Livramento straight away. Same with Foden. Obviously, Tony went down in price. At some point, I was going to buy him. It just didn't happen. Then he went up in price. So, yeah, it's not looking great. I don't think team value wise. Play Armstrong and Mbomo. I think I would play Armstrong if I knew he was going to start. Like I just don't know for Southampton. This is the problem. This is the only reason I haven't considered buying Armstrong is because week to week I just don't know if he's going to play. Like obviously, if there was an injury or something, then it becomes a little bit different. I'd probably play Armstrong over Mbomo and just hope he doesn't come on if he doesn't play. Would I bench Jimenez or Rafinha? I think just because Jimenez is a slight doubt, you'd probably play Rafinha. Like Rafinha is going to play, and he is probably going to play 90. And to be honest, I don't even know if Spurs away is that much more difficult than West Ham at home anyway. And Rafinha's great. Like, why did I not keep Rafinha, by the way? Why did I not keep Rafinha? And now it's not Mbuemo. It's either Mbuemo or Mbomo. It's not Mbuemo. I have it on good authority. Lottie, 2 free transfers. Rafinha to Jota and downgrade Jimenez. Want Son but can't afford him without losing Foden. Rafinha to... I don't know about that. You could downgrade Jimenez if it's to fund Rafinha to Jota, but I just think Jimenez has got Norwich and Burnley. I don't know if this is the time to downgrade. But then again, Jota is just better than Jimenez. So, if you could do Rafinha to Jota and Jimenez to Tony, that probably is nice. That probably is quite nice. Captain Van der Beek. Will he finally get a start? Probably not. Azaro, 9 months member. Thank you very much. Bench one of Smith Rowe, Huang, or Edouard. Smith Rowe, I think. Smith Rowe. Bench one of Huang or Livramento. Kane and Brownhill in a 4-4-2, or Vardy and Gallagher in a 3-5-2. I mean, obviously it depends who's in the 4-4-2, right? Like if it's someone like James or Reguilon or something like that, then that's pretty nice. I wouldn't want to have to play Brownhill every week, but I'm guessing you don't. Like Vardy and Gallagher is probably a little bit... Vardy and Gallagher for the next 4 or 5 is probably better than Kane and Brownhill if you have to play all those players, but I'm guessing you don't, so I'd probably say Kane. What's the news on Foden? The news is he's a doubt, but he hasn't been ruled out. I don't know. I feel like in some ways I'm more... Am I more confident in Foden starting than Jimenez? I might be. I don't know. I don't feel... Because of Grealish and because of De Bruyne, I'm a little bit less worried about Foden. What's the authority? I kind of got... I don't know. I had a good... I think it was a video of him saying it, basically. I can't remember exactly what I was sent. But I couldn't even make out exactly how he said it. Mbomo, but it sounded like Mbomo as well. Mbomo. He said it quite quick. Plus, I can't do accents. So, anyway, look, whatever. You know who I mean, right? On Wildcard, 4-4-2 with Chilwell, Lamptey first sub. Yeah, Lamptey could be an option for me, actually. Or 3-5-2 with Gallagher. So, Chilwell versus Gallagher. I think Chilwell's better than Gallagher. I do. Yeah, I do. I mean, like one thing I did look at was Saka to James and Livramento to like another 4.5 midfielder, but it just feels too weak. Why are you so down on Smith Rowe? I'm literally not down on Smith Rowe. I had him in a watch this video a few weeks ago saying at some point if I needed cash I would do Saka to Smith Rowe. That transfer has never transpired. But I think I'm down on Smith Rowe in the same way I'm down on Saka. They're playing Liverpool away and there's other players with better fixtures. For the last couple of weeks I've told people to play Smith Rowe most of the time. Play James and Chilwell or bench one for Jimenez. I'd probably just play James and Chilwell, to be honest. Wildcard to gain goalkeeper. Foster 4.1 or Gunnarsson. I'd probably just go Foster. I mean, Foster's playing, right? So that's helpful. It's a silent M. They do this in Africa. It's more like Bomo. Yeah, look. Anyway, let's not spend the whole stream figuring out how to say the guy's name. Because there's just no consensus, right? It's like if I was sitting here saying Jota, Diogo Jota, yeah, I'm going to bring Jota in, yeah, then fair enough, right? It is just Jota. It's Jota, not Jota. But with Mboma, there's like about a million different ways people say to pronounce it, and like I just can't get a consensus on it. So not going to sit here trying to figure it out. Would you start a flagged Foden or Livramento? Flagged Foden. Play 2 out of Livramento, Rudiger, Mount, and Mboma, and probably Mount. Although, hang on. So Havertz up. I'm going to assume Havertz is going to play and not Werner. Yeah, probably Mount. What do you mean? Yeah, I definitely pronounce Jota. It's Jota. Nothing more to it. Is there any temptation to captain Kane? Not really. I mean, no, okay, that's a lie. There is a little bit of a temptation, right? Because imagine if it, like, it's one of those, imagine if it pays off. If it pays off this week. Like, are Arsenal a hard team to play? I just don't know if they are that more difficult for someone like Liverpool. When's Harry Kane playing? Oh, he's playing the last game as well. Imagine that. Imagine that. Salah blanks this evening, and then you've got Harry Kane captain against Leeds at home. Oh, that's a tempter, isn't it? I am tempted. Like, if the question was, am I tempted? Yes. Will I do it? No, probably not. Probably not. Rami, Saka out, Jota in for a -4. Saka out, Jota in for a -4, or just bench Saka and play Rudiger. The only thing is, yeah, if you keep Saka, you'll definitely want to play him next week. So you're then putting Jota off for 2 weeks. So I think you could just play Rudiger, to be honest. I'm not captaining Kane. I'm not captaining Kane. Would you go Foden or Rafinha to Son for a -4? I feel like Foden's the probably longer keep, so probably Rafinha, but I don't know if I would do either for a -4, to be honest. Just wait till next week. Worth using a transfer to get Jesus out for Wilson? No, I don't think so. I think Jesus is quite a nice pick, to be honest. At some point, like, I think, hang on, let me just bring up the fixtures. Yeah, around this time. I mean, it's hard because you know that if any team's going to rotate over Christmas, it's Man City. But I really like Jesus as an option to go with Foden. But no, I don't think you take Jesus out for Wilson. I think there's a pretty good chance that Jesus starts, to be honest. Like, it could be a front three of Mahrez, Jesus, Sterling. Or hopefully Mahrez, Jesus, Foden, or Foden playing in like a deeper role. I don't know. I mean, there has to be a chance that Foden doesn't start, I guess. But I think whatever happens, I think Jesus does play. So I won't get rid of him. God, yeah, when I thought about that then, Mahrez, Jesus, Sterling, like, that could definitely happen. Which means Foden, it's not looking good, is it? Not looking good. Am I 100% now Kane over Son? No, not really. Like, if you can get to Son for free and have to take a hit to get Kane, I would probably just get Son. What is my ideal wildcard team? I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. I did a wildcard video, but I haven't thought about it since. Start 1, Livramento, back 5, Rafinha, Vardy. I would play Rafinha and Vardy over Livramento. Would you play Jimenez or Tony this week? Tony. Or bench Livramento? I'd probably just play Jimenez and Tony. The only thing is, with Jimenez, if he doesn't start, he'll almost certainly come on, like what happened last time. Why am I so biased about Man United? We've hardly talked about Man United. Why are you so biased towards Man United? Only in FPL could we just talk about basically Livramento, Kane and Son for pretty much, like 30 minutes and then get a question about bias for Man United. I'm lost. What Man United captain, Rashford or Ronaldo? Well, I think it has to be Ronaldo, to be honest. Tempted by... I mean, there is a good chance that Rashford does play, though. I think it will be 4-2-3-1. I don't think Greenwood will play. But I think... I still want to captain Ronaldo. Are you a coffee or tea man? I don't drink either, to be honest. I tried when I started working in an office before EA. I tried to wean myself onto coffee because it was free, but I just don't like it. I know everyone's going to say, well, you need to drink better coffee, but it's not going to happen. And tea is just like bland water, so I'd rather just drink water and not have the hassle of having to make tea. Again, I'm sure there's great teas out there. It's just not for me. It's not for me. Tempted by Havertz, Vardy, Gay to Kane, Rashford, Mitchell, -8. No. Or just take a -8 for Man United and wait for Spurs. Yeah, I wouldn't take a -8 taking out Vardy and Havertz, to be honest. Just if you got Salah, just captain Salah. To be honest, I mean, you could take the -4 and get a Man United player. And if you really want to captain Ronaldo, like go for it. But if you've got Salah, you don't need the hits. If it's just for captaincy. Is the poll stuck? I don't think so. We're on Kane 53% though. Do I like orange or blackcurrant fruit shoots? What is going on here? No, I'm not saying tea's like water. I'm saying that when I've had tea, it's just bland. Like, it's just... I'm like, okay, this is just a bit rubbish. So I'd rather drink water. I'm just saying, if I want water, I just go to the tap. Done. Happy days. If I go for tea, I got to boil the kettle, got to put a tea bag in, and it just tastes a bit rubbish. Just boring. Not that water is exciting, but it is easier to get to, you know. Benchman and Bomo, Livramento, Rafinha or Jimenez. Livramento. Foden's Jota for -4. Probably not, no. I wouldn't do that. Masood, thank you very much. William Chu, have to take a hit -4 from the Port to Mbamdeli for Jimenez to Kane. Is it worth it? No, probably not. Probably not. Just wait till next week and do it for free, maybe. I mean, you could do it, but I think if you can find a different way, or maybe go to Son instead, it might be a better way. Yeah, okay. I guess calling tea bland water doesn't really make sense because I mean it's not like water's exciting, right? It's pretty bland in its own, but yeah. Jamie's been asking a question every stream for the last 2 years. Thanks for watching for the last 2 years. I genuinely just scrolled down, so I missed the actual question. I'm sorry. Play Livramento, Rudiger, got Chilwell, or St. Maximin. St. Maximin. If I had St. Maximin, I think I'd play him. I wouldn't buy St. Maximin now, but if I had him, I'd probably play him this week, right? You gotta try Indian ginger and cardamom tea. It's not gonna happen. I don't want all these fancy teas. I just want to drink water and Coke Zero. Russell, how's it going? Ramsdale. Oh my god. Okay, right. Where's the question? Vardy, Tony to Kane, Broya -4. No, I don't like that. Vardy, Saka to Son, Wilson -4. Saka to Jota. I think Saka to Jota is the play if you've got a good way of getting Kane or Son in soon. Otherwise, Son and Wilson is definitely preferred to Kane and Broya, I think, to be honest with you. 'Cause Son and Wilson is definitely preferred to Kane and Broya, I think, to be honest with you. 'Cause Son and Wilson is definitely preferred to Kane and Broya, I think, to be honest with you. 'Cause Son and Wilson is definitely preferred to Kane and Broya, I think, to be honest with you. 'Cause Son and Wilson is definitely preferred to Kane and Broya, I think, to be honest with you. 'Cause Son and Wilson is definitely preferred to Kane and Broya, I think, to be honest with you. 'Cause Son and Wilson is definitely preferred to Kane and Broya, I think, to be honest with you. 'Cause Son and Wilson is definitely preferred to Kane and Broya, I think, to be honest with you. 'Cause Son and Wilson is definitely preferred to Kane and Broya, I think, to be honest with you. 'Cause Son and Wilson is definitely preferred to Kane and Broya, I think, to be honest with you. 'Cause Son and Wilson is Oh my God, some people are so angry. Stop asking Andy for transfer advice, including hits. Look at his team. He'll never have the balls to take a hit. He didn't even get James. It was worth a hit every week. Martin, you seem a bit angry. It's Saturday morning. Relax. Should we take Rafinha out for Jota this week? If you can do it for free, I think it's an upgrade, yeah. Vardy to Wilson. Already have St. Maximin. We'll move to Tony next week. Rafinha to Son for a -4. Vardy to Wilson I kind of like, and then maybe just do Son next week for free. Have to move Sarr or Mbommo. Should I transfer one of them for Gallagher? If so, I wouldn't keep Sarr over Mbommo right now. Yeah, I'm always shaking my leg. Sorry, it's a habit. It's not like I don't know. I guess it's not nervous. I haven't been nervous for a long time doing the streams. I'm always shaking my leg though. Yeah, Sarr to Gallagher looks okay. Is bringing in Jota and Kane from Vardy and Mbommo worth a -4? I kind of like that, to be honest. Again, if you've got the money just to do Vardy to Kane, then I'd just wait another week to do Mbommo to Jota. I wouldn't take the hit. I'm guessing you have got the money to do Vardy to Kane as well. So I think that's probably the play. Right? Kane, Huang, Cornet, or Antonio Rao, Jota, Jimenez. Wildcard. I mean, I don't really like any of those combinations, to be completely honest. So I guess I'll say Antonio, Raul, and Jota. Will Mount play? Probably, yeah. Got 2 strengths. Got Foster. Is it worth getting another keeper? If so, I'd just play. If you've got Foster and Sanchez, just play Foster. Unless you're desperate to get a different keeper in. Is Son Kane in for Mount Vardy worth it, or should I keep the latter? No, I mean, if you can do Son and Kane in for Mount and Vardy, that looks pretty good to me. Would I have Foden on the wild card? I just think even if he plays, like, how often is he going to get rotated? The fixtures are so good. They're so good. It's so difficult to put a player in who's got a knock. But the fact he wasn't ruled out makes me a little bit more confident. So I possibly would still go for him if you can still fit the rest of the players in you want. No Chelsea leaks that I've seen. I'm sure it'll be all over Twitter if there is something. Havertz to Jota, Saka to Gallagher, rubbish bench. You could do that, but Saka's got a good fixture next week, so it depends how bad that bench is. Havertz to Jota's a good move, though. Foden was in training 3 days ago. Yeah, I mean, like I said, he hasn't been ruled out. Pep didn't rule him out. He just said like he's got a knock. So I think you have to say he is a bit of a doubt, but I'm hoping he does play. That's why he's only yellow flagged, right? Is Robertson out? He's 50-50. To be honest, I don't think from when the press conference happened or when Klopp spoke to like Liverpool website on Thursday or Friday, Robertson hadn't even been in training. A -4 for Trent. I don't know about a -4 if you've got a good bench, but at some point Robertson to Trent is probably a really good move anyway. Bench one of Chilwell, James, and Bomber or Livramento. Would you consider captain Kane over Salah to be different? No, I wouldn't just do it just to be different, to be honest. If you think there's a good chance that Kane outscores Salah, you could do it, but I wouldn't do it for the sake of it. I think Salah is a better option, therefore I'm captaining Salah. Foden to Gallagher and Vardy to Kane from -4. Yeah, I mean, you could do it, but I think longer term, Foden and Vardy is probably better. Depends how much you really want Kane this week. Simicast is a good option for this week because there is a chance that Robertson misses out, but going forward, it's not going to be great. Because Robertson will probably be back. Yash, thank you. Jack, Son, Foden, Hwang, or Kane and Bomo Gallagher? Son, Foden, I think. Forgetting your experience with Rafinha, how can I forget? Do you think Jota will outscore him by 4 points this week? No, I don't think Rafinha to Jota for a -4 is worth it. Nope. I think you just do it for free next week if you really want it. Like Jota's still going to be a good option next week, as long as Firmino's still out. Iheanacho to Pukki or King to set up a Jota transfer. I think in the short term, Pukki is better. Over like game week 16 to 20, King is better. So it depends how often and when you have to play these players. That's it. If you need them to play right now, I'd go Pukki. If you're just putting them on the bench and you just want them when you need them, like later on, then I'd probably go King because he's a bit cheaper as well. Oh, Josh King. How has it come to this? How has it come to this? Eduardo and Bomo already starting Tony. Probably Mbomo. Eduardo's good though. He is a good option. Broya or Livramento? Livramento. Bench Livramento or Tony Livramento. Livramento is always the answer to so many questions. Benteke and Eduard, Palace fixtures look great till December. Yeah, I think Eduard seems to be more nailed on, even though he doesn't always like go to 90 minutes. And he has obviously not always played up front, but I think I'd probably go Eduard out of the two. I think like when you're going to like Tony's price or less, you're kind of like Eduard, Pukki. Like there's really not that many options, to be honest. Havertz and Vardy to CR7 and Gallagher for free. Have Son. Oh, that is nice, yeah. That is quite nice, but to be honest, if you haven't got Jota, I think keeping Vardy and just doing Havertz to Jota next week is better. And just keep Vardy for the good fixtures, and then eventually move Vardy to Ronaldo. Like Ronaldo's good this week. Like he's not like Ronaldo's not this like really bad option that you only have to get him for this week, and then the next 3 weeks it's awful. But Chelsea away is not great. Arsenal at home is not great, and Crystal Palace at home, even that's been fairly difficult fixture so far. So I think I would probably just keep Vardy for the fixtures and just get Ronaldo in later on. Just do Havertz to Jota next week or something. Is it worth bringing Gallagher for Salah then next week Ronaldo for Son? Football highlight. What? Gallagher for Son, then next week Ronaldo for Son. Gallagher for Salah, then next week Ronaldo for Son. Reguilon and Wilson or Tony or Jimenez. I don't get that question. There's so many things going on there. Ronaldo for Son. Like I wouldn't sell Son to get Ronaldo unless it's the other way around. But even then, you'd probably just keep Ronaldo, right? Oh, and then Reguilon and Wilson or Tony or Jimenez. I don't get that. I'd say Wilson right now if I'm buying one of him, Tony or Jimenez. I don't get the Son and Ronaldo bit though, to be honest. Yeah, obviously, like with Foden, I'm fairly confident he will start, but I can't say that for sure. I think if I had a wild card, I'd be tempted to include him. But if I wasn't wild card, I don't think I would bring him in. Thoughts on Rashford? Good option this week. I personally, I just wouldn't go there this week. I would just wait for another few weeks and see how many minutes he gets. Whether Man United can kind of just start to turn things around. What formation they go back to. If they're going to stick with this back five, then I wouldn't go anywhere near Rashford. If they switch back to you could go for Rashford this week and hope they've switched back to a 4-2-3-1. He could be a good option this week. But like we just spoke about for Ronaldo, the fixtures aren't fantastic until game week 16. So it's really just for this week. I think Rashford's just a wait and see. But I do like him as an option if you don't want to stretch to Ronaldo. Antonio out for Tony. I wouldn't do that this week, no. I think last week was the time to do that. I think Antonio's not been great in terms of the amount of goals he scored, but Wolves away is an okay fixture. I'd probably just rather keep him than go for Tony. Congratulations on the 250k. Thank you very much. We are close to 251k, so keep hitting that subscribe button. Obviously, give it a like as well. But yeah, thank you for everyone that supported. Like 250k is absolutely mental. There's 8,000 people watching right now. That's absolutely mental. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. Carry you on, carry you on. Play Ben Davies or Jimenez. Oh, Jimenez. I can't believe Ben Davies might be an option. I might bring Ben Davies in. Daniel's number 1 overall rank in the world is bringing in Kane. There you go. Boom. Confirmation bias if I ever needed it. Should I play Gallagher or Vardy? Vardy. Tony or Wilson? I've done Greenwood to Son, Ayling to Bamidele now. I need a 4.7 forward or less for Tony. Any suggestions? You have to go for Locadia or Davis. There's no 4.7 million forwards that play. You've basically got a dead spot on the bench. Like, simple as that. Yeah, like 4.7 alone, there's no one. Just get Locadia or Davis, whichever team you don't want to block like Locadia blocks a Brighton spot, Davis blocks a Villa spot. Whichever team you think you're less likely to buy players from, that's going to have to be the one. Vardy to Tony, Jimenez to Jesus, Saka to Son, -4. To Tony, Jimenez to Jesus, Saka to Son. I mean, you don't need to do the Jimenez move, so you could just get Son for free. Vardy to Kane, down defence. Vardy to Kane seems pretty good, but in the Son one, you don't need to do the Jimenez Jesus move. You can do that later on if you wanted to. Look, Ben Davies could be an option. I think that obviously Reguilon and Emerson Royale are the better options, but if you need someone cheap, like if Conte can make them a good defensive side, then Davies or Dyer could be options. Guaita in for Sanchez for a hit. It's a gamble for this game week, but fixtures look good going forward. Yes, possibly if you don't have a backup keeper. If you have a backup keeper, I probably wouldn't take the hit, personally. I haven't seen any early team news, although I must admit I've not been on Twitter a huge amount. Yeah. No, I'm not seeing anything. I need to know for my Sky team though. I've got Azpilicueta in Sky. I think he's got to go. You're ranked higher than me. You and 86,706 people are all ranked higher than me. I still think like 86k is still okay. Like, obviously, I'd rather be like top 10, top 100, top 1,000, but I think this is fine for now. Play Diaz or Livramento. Diaz got 2 free chances. If you think Antonio to Armstrong and Saka to Jota is a good move, yeah, for the next 4 weeks that probably is an upgrade. Like if you can afford to get Antonio back. The thing is with Antonio, I still stand by the fact like yes, a lot of people are going to want him game week 16 for Burnley. But I think he's then got Arsenal, so you could even wait all the way to like game week 18 for him, possibly. I think overall that is an upgrade. The problem with Armstrong is I don't know how nailed on he is for most weeks after this week. So he could go to Pookie instead. But remember, the Saka's got a good fixture next week. So you don't have to force that move if you don't want to. Honest answer is I don't know if Jimenez is definitely starting. I don't know. You'd probably be top 10k if you wildcarded 1 week later. Yeah, like I was thinking about this the other day. Like last year, I wildcarded game week 5. I got on Kane and Son early. That absolutely flew me up the ranks. Then I wildcarded in game week 18 when a lot of other people did it. That flew me up the ranks, and I nailed both my wildcards. This season, getting that Ronaldo news and going to Lukaku early, and then getting Rudiger and Azpilicueta when everyone else a week or two later went for James and Chilwell and got Foden. Like I think that I don't think the wildcard was a mistake with the info I had, but I definitely didn't like in game week 7 it was great, but since then it's just not been great. And I think anyone that went 8 or 9 instead is definitely probably ahead at this point. Havertz and Vardy to Jota and Kane from -4. Got the exact funds. Yeah, if that's a move you want to make, you got the exact funds. I think you go for it. Ian Atcher to who to get money for others? Tony? Pookie? Depends how much money you need, right? 1 free transfer. Vardy to Kane or Mboma Rafinha to Jota. Vardy to Kane looks pretty good to me. I think that's the same transfer that my missus did. Bench boost. Foster, Rafinha, Smith Rowe, Tony. Probably not, no. I don't, unless Foster's going to save another penalty, which he could well do. Vardy and Grealish 2. I mean, how much money you got? Kane and someone cheaper? Jota? Kane and Jota? Sell Azpilicueta, who for? James, bringing Jota for Mount. Yeah, I think long term that's a good move. Play Foden, Rafinha, and bench Livramento, or the other way around. No, that sounds good to me. Why the heck am I thinking to go -4 for Lucas Moura? Don't go. A -4 for Lucas Moura. That's crazy talk. I don't care if Lucas Moura scores a hat-trick. That's the crazy talk. I mean, obviously, if he scores a hat-trick, you'll be gutted you didn't do it. But a -4 for Lucas Moura doesn't sound great to me. See Az's analysis on Jota that he is an explosive, very rare double-figure hauls, quite a lot of blanks. I think it's a bit of a myth that players have to be explosive. To be honest with you, like if we bring Jota in, why does he have to get double-digit hauls? We're never going to captain him anyway. Like everyone goes on about Rafinha never getting a double-digit haul, but he's just got like 9 points, 9 points, and that's fine for the price. So I don't think it really matters. Like his underlying stats are really good. He plays for top 2 attack in the league, and the fixtures are pretty good. And if Firmino's out, he's fairly nailed. Like, I think Jota's like such good value. It wouldn't bother me if he's not explosive. Obviously, right, you want to get a player in. It's going to get you like 15 points, of course. But ticking over with 8, 9 points, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Loris Guaita or Dubravka Guaita probably. Honestly, there's two. Like, I know you're like, even if you're a member, there's no need for the spam. Like, there's no need for the spam. Vardy to Kane and Rafinha to Jota. Yeah, it sounds quite nice to me. Who's more obsessed with tea, English or the Irish? I would definitely say the English. I mean, the Irish do like tea as well, but I'd probably say English. Bench Rafinha or Jota? Sorry, Rafinha or Livramento. Thoughts on Matip instead of Reguilon? Matip's just not completely nailed, so I'd probably go Reguilon, to be honest with you. It's a Magnus glass, not Guinness glass. Magnus. Livramento, Duffy, Rafinha, St. Maximin, Smith Rowe. Pick 2 to start. I think you play St. Maximin. Only 2, St. Maximin or Rafinha probably. Vardy, Grealish, and Azpilicueta to Kane, Jota, James -4. Yes, that is very nice. Vardy, Grealish, and Azpilicueta to Kane, Jota, James -4. That's so good. That's so good. I love that move. I'm so jealous. Got to do that. Thoughts on Bernardo Silva? I just don't rate him as an FPL pick. He's brilliant, right? He's been one of Man City's best players so far this season. But in terms of getting kind of consistent returns or whatever, I just don't really see it. Just don't really see it. Who's starting first bench? Smith Rowe, Liverpool. I mean, Smith Rowe's got Liverpool away. If you're going to bench him, this is the time, right? Duffy, Hwang. I'd probably play Hwang. Sarr to Son. Vardy to either Pukki, Rodrigo, any 6.3. Yeah, I forgot about Rodrigo, actually. Although -4 this week to be able to fund Saka to Jota next week for free. Yeah, probably just go Vardy to Pukki. Jimenez to Armstrong, Hwang, or Rafinha to Gallagher. I mean, again, that really depends on what your long-term moves are. Like, why do you have to sell either of them? I mean, I wouldn't sell Jimenez or Rafinha. If you got one free transfer, I'd probably just keep them. Isn't consistent returns what you look for? Yeah, of course. That's why explosiveness doesn't matter. Like, you can't predict explosiveness, really. Like, if a player gets 2 and then 15, right, is that any better than getting 8 and then 9? It's not, is it? You're not going to captain Jota. You never, unless Salah gets injured, you are never captaining Jota, unless you really want to go different. So the explosiveness doesn't really matter. That's what I would say. Like, Jota is just a good option. Like, it's simple as that, really. You don't need to overthink someone like Jota. If he's nailed, he's great. It's 7.5. He'll be more expensive. He'll be like the Man City players. He'll go up next year. Jimenez, yeah, I mean, if you have to do one of those moves, I guess Jimenez to Hwang, if you have to do one. Mikhail, how's it going? Got 2 free transfers worth doing. DS to Cancelo, rest of the team is fine. Yeah, that's a good upgrade. I mean, I guess I got to be honest. The way that Pep was saying about how Cancelo can play, like, 3 games in a week, my first thought was he's definitely going to bench him this week, isn't he? Now he said that. But yeah, I think DS to Cancelo is a nice upgrade, to be honest. What does it take for you to transfer in Jota next week? Injuries. I won't transfer him in next week, I don't think. I think my plan is to get him in game week 14, maybe game week 15. I can get him in 14 though, but I just think Jimenez has got Norwich next week. Saka's got Newcastle. There's no need to force them out for a hit. So it's just one of those things. Sometimes transfers don't fall how you'd want them to. I'd love to have been able to get. I mean, I could have got Kane and Jota this week, and sold Jimenez to the Cardia, but I just didn't really like what it did long term. Maybe I should have given that more thought, but it's done now. But I do every single plan that I made, whether it was for Kane or whether it was with Son, I made sure that I could get Jota in game week 14 or 15. And I've pretty much made sure I can do it, even if like he rises in price. I've got to be honest, if he gets a hat trick this week, then he might rise in price so much that it makes it a bit annoying for me. But it still shouldn't be too bad. But basically, I can almost afford Jota no matter what with this team. The only difference it will make with price rises is how much I can upgrade on with Bamidele. So we'll see. Start Chilwell or Livramento already own James. It's got to be Chilwell. It's got to be Chilwell, surely. Better defense, better attacker. That's what I'm going with. Rudiger to Cancelo. Yeah, nice upgrade. I have Kane and Verdi. I guess that's Vardy. Sell Vardy. Yes. Sure, if you want to. I mean, if you've got Kane and Vardy and no other moves tonight, you could just keep Vardy. He's got good fixtures coming up. Jota for Havertz for free or any option. Yeah, Jota for Havertz for free sounds good. Bench Rafinha or Livramento. I'm really gonna try and work on some kind of benching graphic because I feel like we get loads of the same questions. Do you feel extra pressure playing FPL now that so many people hold you to the decisions you make? I don't care. I gotta be honest. I do feel a bit of pressure to get a good rank. That's just pressure I put on myself. But I don't care if someone makes a move based on what I've done and it goes wrong. This their team. They can do what they want. And I've muted plenty of people on Twitter or whatever who moan about it or stuff like that. Like, it's like this week, there's going to be some people that say, you said Son, you said Son, you said Son. You're right, I did. And everything I said about Son holds true. But in the end, I just wanted Kane. So I got Kane. And sometimes FPL goes like that. Saturday morning, ironing and watching Andy. One I love and one I hate. Man, you love ironing that much. Start two of Livramento and Bomber or Rafinha. Start with Bomber and Rafinha. Is it worth it to take a -4 for either 1, Laporte to Bamidele and Jimenez to Kane, or 2, Tony, Jimenez to Pookie, Saka to Son? Nah, I don't think so. I'd just wait a week and do it. I still haven't seen any Chelsea news. We're getting close. We're only like 11 minutes from the deadline. I would stop with any super chats. I'm never going to get through all these. Bench Rafinha or Cornet? Cornet, probably. Foden to Jota. Only got Foden last week. Yes, possibly you could do that. I still think if you can hold Foden and find a different way to get Jota next week or the week after, that might be better. But Foden to Jota is not necessarily a bad move. Saka and Vardy to Son and Wilson for -4. Yeah, could be decent. Could be decent. Again, you don't necessarily need to... I was in a similar predicament to that. I couldn't quite afford Wilson. But the thing is, if you wait, you're not going to want to get rid of Vardy and Saka. So if you really want Son, I probably would just do it this week. Havertz to Son and Bomber to Gallagher with 1.2 in the bank. Havertz to Son is fine. You don't need to do Bomber to Gallagher, I don't think. My opinion. Not this week, anyway. Jota for Decore and Livramento for Luca Dean. Brilliant. Vardy to Wilson. Nice. Havertz Maximum will move to another. Yeah. Rafinha to Jota for -4. And I wouldn't do the -4. I already answered that question. Pick one. Mount, Rafinha, Tony for this week. I'm gonna say Tony. I'm gonna say Tony. Rami, 3 months, thank you very much. Play Ben Davies or Jimenez. Vardy for Kane, Jesus for Jimenez for a -4. I think I answered that one already. No, I would just do Vardy for Kane and not take the -4, I think. Bench Rafinha or Livramento. I have Mbomo, Armstrong, Tony and Livramento. I have to bench 2 of them. I'm thinking about bench boosting as I can't decide. I mean, that is a nice bench boost. Again, if you want to play in a single game, but that is a nice bench boost as long as Armstrong starts. Grealish to Jota or roll. Grealish to Jota seems like a good move to me. I'm not even sure Grealish is a good long-term hold anyway, and he's probably out this week. Would you transfer... So I'd probably do that move. Would you transfer Havertz with Jota or roll the transfer? I would probably consider doing the transfer. Smith Rowe versus Benrahma versus Rafinha in P11. Don't know what that P11 means, but if it's to start one, I'd probably start Rafinha. Son versus Salah, which is the better counter pick? Salah, bench Shara on Ramadeli. Start Azpilicueta or Livramento. Livramento probably. Just because I don't know if Azpilicueta is going to start. Gray and Rafinha to Jota and Brown and -4. I have Kane. No, I probably wouldn't take a -4. Do it next week for free. Bus bench 1. Regulon, Rafinha, Livramento. Play Sarr or Steele. Sarr or Steele? Who's Sarr? Who's Sarr? Guaita Rams. I don't know who Sarr is. Sarr. For a goalkeeper. Oh, is it Wolfsar? Yeah, it must be Wolfsar, right? Jose Sarr, yeah. I'd probably play Steele, I think. Guaita, Foster, Cancelo on wildcard with 0.7 thoughts. Gundogan. No, I wouldn't get Gundogan for that team. I think that team looks pretty damn good. Nick Tool. I'm not gonna answer questions about t-shirts. I own Salah, Jota, and Kane. Should I captain Kane? If you want to, yeah. I'm captaining Salah, as you can see. Will Cancelo, Jota, and Wilson outscore Vardy, Jansen, and Brown by enough for a -12? I mean, they might do. If you have to play Jansen and Brownhill this week, then yes, that might work. Otherwise, if you've got other bench options, I wouldn't take that -12. Gundogan, Hwang, or Gallagher and Tony on wildcard. Gallagher and Tony, I think. Foden to Jota for a -4. No, don't think so. Salah or Son, captain Salah. Fullbacks out of 10. Regular on Lamptey, Mitchell. I'm going to say they're all straight out 8 out of 10s. I like them for this week. Salah or Kane, captain Salah. Play Duffy or Jansen. I'm going to say Duffy. Goal threat Duffy. Licardi or Davis. Yeah, banger. That is like, what a question. I haven't given it much thought. I think I would probably, like, who am I really going to want to triple up on? Probably neither. I mean, at some point, I guess you could go Sanchez, Steele, and a defender. I'd probably get Davis. I feel like I'm less likely to want 3 Villa. But then what if Gerrard gets them playing defensively so well and I want a full-back and I also want Watkins or Ings and I also want Bailey? I don't know. Lucardia, I guess. There ain't much in it, is there? Play Vardy or Saka. Vardy. Sanchez to Ramsdale -4. Or start Foster. I'll probably start Foster. 1 free transfer. Vardy to Kane or Mbomo to... Vardy to Kane looks good. Bench will start Livramento or Armstrong. I'd probably start Armstrong and hope he starts. Bring in Adam Armstrong this week or Hwang for Wolves. Hwang, I think, if you don't have to play them every week once the good fixtures go. Bench Vardy or Livramento? Livramento. Livramento's good. You can't bench Vardy. Let me see if there's any Chelsea news. Oh, God. Anyone got any Chelsea news? Oh, no, my DMs aren't even open anymore. My DMs are closed. Got too many rate my teams. Aaron, thank you very much. We have got 5 minutes until the deadline. I better check my team. I think that's it. I think that's the team. That Captaincy looks pretty firmly on Salah. Yeah, I'm not switching. I told you that. I've not even considered. I have a little bit, I guess. There is a temptation, but I'm not doing it. You're crazy to tell people to bench Livramento versus Norwich. Okay, call me crazy. But it depends who they've got instead, right? I don't know. I think Livramento's fine to start this week, but it depends who you've got. Have you done your 10,000 steps for the deadline? I am on the watch update. I've got this annoying thing now. Oh yeah, 4,700. But it's fine. We'll get the rest in later. I don't usually do 10,000 in the morning. I usually split it up. Oh, I've lost the chat. Who to bench out the following? Livramento, Jimenez, Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe. See, there you go. There's one where I'm saying bench Smith Rowe instead of Livramento. You know what? Someone's going to say, well, you can't say to bench Smith Rowe. You can never win. You can never win. Just remember, there's always going to be someone that doesn't like what I say. Malang Sarr starting for Chelsea. So does that mean that Azpilicueta is not starting again? Or does that mean that Azpilicueta is playing right wing back? Where's James going to play? I don't know if this is all 100% confirmed or what. Azpilicueta to Chilwell, yeah, seems like a nice move. Bench boost Rafinha and Bomber, Livramento and Foster. You could bench boost that if you wanted to bench in a single game week. It's not bad. Bench Livramento or Jimenez. Probably Livramento. Saying that tea is bland water. Tea is worse than water. It is. Like, water is so boring and yet tea makes it worse. That's how bad tea is. Oh, Malang played left centre-back last night. Could Rudiger be benched? Possibly. I got to be honest, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and pretend otherwise. I do not know. Yeah, I do not know. But that'd be interesting if Rudiger... But Rudiger never gets benched, does he? Why is Rudiger getting benched? Did he play a lot? Swap your goalkeepers. Look, Foster could be played instead of Ramsdale, potentially. Especially because I've got Liverpool players. But I think Ramsdale could just make saves, possibly. I've not seen any early team news. I wish I could say otherwise. I better check my fan team quick. With 2 minutes till deadline. I think I made my changes. I don't think I've got a Spurs player in my fan team side. I mean, I've done awful in this. Yeah, I haven't, but whatever. And I've got Jimenez and Foden in that too. Oh, Rudiger, he missed post-international break previously. Boom, there you go. So maybe that is the case. Maybe Sarr's playing and not Rudiger. Interesting. By the way, on the poll... People see... Oh, yeah, it does seem to be stuck. Someone said it was stuck earlier. 14,000 votes and Kane won with 53%. Who's good for early team news for Chelsea anyway? I don't really have anyone. He did have a knock, really. Okay. I like the term you use, definitely, probably. Yeah, definitely, probably, obviously. You've gone with a Liverpool triple up. Yeah, nice. Salah, Jota, Trent is pretty good. You might have gone a different way, but that's... Yeah, rumour Sarr starts. Yeah, that seems to be a rumour that's going around. FPL Steve for Chelsea team news. Doesn't seem to have posted anything. One minute until the deadline. I think, by the way, I'm in a weird position where if Chilwell and James both start, even though I've sold Vardy, I still think I need him to score to wipe out the clean sheet, which is like stupid FPL, but it is what it is. Before the deadline hits and you all run away, don't forget to hit the like button, by the way, and obviously subscribe if you're new around here. Are we locked in? We are locked in. That is locked in. So I don't know. I don't know who's playing. All right, we're locked in. That's the team. Kane is in. Oh, Kane's in. If I'd gone Son, I'd have Reece James soon, but I haven't. But FPL's back. Oh, excuse me. So we now have... Let's just quickly look through this. Wait, have I got it up? Yeah. Can I make this bigger? We got deadline today. It's gone. It's gone. If you've missed it, it's gone. Then we got another week until the next deadline. Then it's only 3 days. Then it's only another 4 days. Then it's another 6 days. Then it's 4 days. Then it's 4 days. Then it's 8 days. Then it's 2 days. Then it's 4 days. There's not much time. There's going to be a lot of FPL to come. It's going to be good. So I'm looking forward to that. Kane, probably not my captain anytime soon. But Brentford at home, Norwich at home. This game I'm probably going to captain Kane. Probably going to captain Kane here. And then I'm going to decide whether to switch to Ronaldo. I do think there's going to be a case to be made to hold Kane, by the way. But we'll see. I think, like, I don't know, this season is definitely a lot different to last year. Last year, I'd have that transfer planned in. I'm definitely doing Kane to Ronaldo. This year, I am a bit unsure about that move. So I'm going to play it by ear. I'm not going to worry too much. Let's just get through game week 12 first, right? And see what happens. I wouldn't worry about who to start and stuff now. I still haven't seen any. I still haven't seen any Chelsea news. Anyway, I'm not going to sit here till the Chelsea teams come in. I'm going to go. Thank you very much for watching. Give it a like, hit subscribe, and I will be back tomorrow for the knee-jerk stream, and then we look ahead to all these massive game weeks coming in. And hopefully, Kane outscores Son, but there's every chance it goes the other way, so we'll see what happens. Thank you very much. Enjoy your weekend. I'll speak to you tomorrow. And I'll find out how to shut this stream off. See you later.